It's okay.
All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Kings and Queens of Porn. And tonight I had Puerto Rock with me, and God, y'all know you've been waiting for this. So, I was glad that he could sneak in this interview. How you doing, Puerto Rock?
I'm doing good. Up late, but good.
All the ladies in the group were like, ooh. I was like, uh-oh, here you go. So tell me, you got that body. We've seen all the pictures of that. So how did you get into the adult industry? Did you just wake up one day, say, I want to be a porn star,
It actually started a long time ago, and because people think I'm in my 20s, I'm actually 40 years old.
No way.
Yes.
Oh my God, you're gorgeous. No way.
Yeah.
I didn't take you for like 20. I took you about 30.
Yeah, no, I'm 40.
Wow.
My first porn shoot was way back in 2005 in New York City.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I was stripping for women independently, and a lady had approached me online and was like, hey, have you ever thought about doing adult movies? And at the time, I was living at home with my mother, and I was like trying to get out the house. And
right.
She was like, it's paid. And I was like, fuck that, let me do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So then from there, I shot with Gina De Palma here in New York City.
Oh, wow.
And then from there, I branched off into... Back in the days, it was a little bit different. It's not quite like the way it is now. Things have changed completely. But back then, it was just different. People owned sites. And I was on a clickforyouTolick.com, and then I went to Busty Baby Dolls, which I was with her from 2007 to 2016. That was here in New York. Wow.
That's a long time.
Yeah. I only started traveling out of New York City and doing shoots out of New York City fairly recent. I would say mid-2016 till now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. So basically you were just doing stripping, and then somebody approached you and said, hey. So let me tell you though, when you were doing stripping, because I've been in I've seen a couple of shows that were like Jack and Jill, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And let me tell you, the women are crazier than the men.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you right now, especially here in New York, there's two types of crowds you're going to get. Like if you're in an establishment, like dancing like a Chippendales establishment, you're going to get girls that respect the rules because they have a lot of rules in those places.
Right.
And Hunkamania, they have a ton of rules as well. But if you go independent and you start doing like these bingo halls or these nightclubs, oh my God, these girls are violent and aggressive, and it's a lot of them too, especially here in New York when they do these underground ones. Oh my God, there's at least 60, 70 women in the crowd.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
It can get scary.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I felt for the men because we were at the Jack and Jill one, and the men came out, and I had never seen women and I was probably like, oh my God, like 21 at the time, you know what I mean? And my sister had taken me she's like, come on. She's like, it's a Jack and Jill, so it's kind of a good show. And I was like, all right, like you said, the women just, oh my God. I was like, these poor men, like, what the hell? Like, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe how these women were acting, and I was just like, oh my God. And one of the guys was my sister's friend, and he lived in New York. He had a pet monkey, so I was all crazy about the little monkey, you know what I mean? I was like, the hell with strippers, I just want to play with the monkey. But he was just like gorgeous, but I couldn't believe like the women, they were just like going on the stage and trying to seduce these men. I was
but
just
cool,
like,
though.
It's
cool.
Yeah, I bet y'all love it. I'm sure y'all love it.
No, I'm a little bit. My whole thought process is a little bit different from a lot of people. I'm gonna tell you, in the industry and stuff like that. I'm a huge proponent of women's rights and stuff like that, and that happens to women 24/7. So why not give them an opportunity to do it, in return?
You are right there. I never thought of that.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Women get it thrown at them, even not at a strip club, in the streets while they're going to work. So, I mean, it gives them a chance to, kind of let loose and stuff like that and put the shoe on the other foot.
And social media, like, I could tell you, like, oh my God, it gets so bad sometimes, and I don't even work in the industry, And I guess because I'm affiliated with it, they think I am. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'll get dick pictures constantly. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I don't want to see your dick. If I want to see it, I'll ask you. You know what I mean? Like, why are you, like, sending me your dick picture, you know? So I've been, like, getting aggravated with it, you know? And I'm not trying to sound like a bitch, but it just gets, you know what I mean? Like, what comes along attached with that dick? You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
it's true. It's true. As a matter of fact, I was going to write a post the other day because one of the girls I shot with, one of the women I shot with Sophia Rose.
And she's pretty too.
Yeah, she has a ton of followers, but she advertises her websites. So she had said something about, her being in bed and, come check her out. That just means, pull out your credit card and pay for her OnlyFans.
Right.
But guys were taking it literal. They were like, oh, can I come tonight? And she had to tell them, listen, it's not literal, man. It's a marketing strategy. It's not literal. Like,
right.
What's wrong with you, man?
And that's what it is. Their mentalities, like, I don't know what it is. Or they'll get in my inbox and be like, "Hey, you single?" Even if I tell them I'm talking to somebody or something, and then they'll just like they don't care. They just don't care. So I get where you're coming from. Like it gets on my nerves sometimes. Like I just get tired of it. And it's like I'm not saying I love dick. I love dick, but I mean, come on now, like it just gets sickening.
Take it easy,
Yeah. So another thing, I've been talking about this a lot lately in the interviews. Do you feel that the fans only's kind of like hurting porn?
The OnlyFans?
Yeah, I say it backwards all the time. OnlyFans.
Oh no, it's okay. No, I don't think so. Listen, people gonna take advantage of the porn industry regardless. There's in terms of the adult industry, it's it's to each his own. Like I don't knock anybody's hustle if that's where they're making their money at. I just say be fair about it. I think there's limitations to certain titles. I don't think everybody should be calling themselves either a porn star or an adult star because to me, a star is someone that's been spanning for a few years and has been on multiple platforms. That's a star to me. And some people call themselves adult porn stars as well, and all they do is twerk on their OnlyFans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like what are you like? What you're really promoting? And then they wonder why somebody. I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of the women are OnlyFans. Some of the women. Why? Because they're basically putting up the same freaking content that they have on Instagram and on Twitter. They don't strategize it well. And then another thing with OnlyFans, to me, another reason why it doesn't bother me too much about it gives some of the stars an outlet. Like some people are under contract and can't work with multiple companies, so OnlyFans gives them an outlet where they can promote some of their personal videos and stuff like that, and and link with their fans a little on a more personal level as opposed to constantly being on a Bang Bros or a Brazzers where they don't communicate with their their fans. OnlyFans in general, the only thing I didn't like was what that celebrity did. I don't know, I forgot her name.
I think wait a minute. Go ahead. I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, she charged $200 for pictures. So first off, if you pay $200 to get a picture, you have to take a spending class. You're wasting your money.
Yeah.
And then two is the picture wasn't even nude. It was just her in a bikini.
Oh my goodness.
Which was even worse. So then all the customers flooded OnlyFans. So now OnlyFans was trying to cap payments when it was uncapped before. So that means if somebody wanted to tip you $1,000, they could tip you $1,000.
And now they can't.
Now they can't. Now they have certain caps on it because of her.
Oh wow! See, yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah, and she first off, she only did the OnlyFans for I think a couple of days, and then closed it. It was like an experiment for her.
Just for her to get. She probably already has money.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Huge amounts.
Right. So she was just doing it.
And that's what's wrong. Another thing that's what's wrong with the porn industry a little bit is that they jump to whoever had. So hypothetically, any celebrity could come into the porn industry and say, "Hey, I'm going to do a porn tape," not necessarily have sex, and they'll placate to her. Like, they'll be like, oh my God, and get her here, produce her there. And she's really making a mockery of the industry.
Wow. That's so crazy.
Yeah, it's sad that, nobody really calls it out. And, but you can't really tell a fan where to spend their money. You know what I mean?
True,
you just got to
true.
roll with the punches.
So, basically, like you said, it's kind of... Because I know a few people, and they left the industry.
Yeah.
And they're saying that, that has changed the whole industry because people now take their cell phones and they go, with their boyfriend, or they go videotape somebody off of an iPhone and say it's porn. You know what I mean? They're making money off of it, and it's not really porn. You know what I mean? It's a cheap way.
But here's how somebody could retort, and I'll tell you how somebody could retort. If in the porn industry right now, there's a monopoly with some of the major companies. You understand what I mean? So, for example, if you're an up-and-coming porn star, you be reliable talent. That you could be extremely reliable, extremely, personable. You could be you can follow the rules and still not get opportunities because they work with agencies. And agencies take a huge cut away from porn stars. So that's the reason why a lot of people jump on OnlyFans, because they control their content. They own their content. You understand what I mean?
Oh, okay.
And like, I always tell up-and-coming porn stars, try to own your own content. You understand what I'm saying? Because at first, when I started doing porn, I was all about, making money and shooting. But then at the end of the day, for that $800 they pay you or that $1,000 they pay you, remember, that person is making double that because they own that content. And they could put it on multiple platforms.
No kidding. Now, all right, I have a lot of men that come at me too, and they want to be in the porn industry. And I've talked to other porn stars, and they always, I guess, like, a lot of men think that they can, like, hey, I got a big dick, so I can do this. You know what I mean? Please explain what it's not just like, I try to tell them it's not just about like...
No, it's not.
You know what I mean? Like, I even look at porn different, and I used to love watching porn, and you know what? I ain't even gonna lie, since I've been doing this show, I still watch porn, but not as much as I used to, because in my head now, I see it so different. Like, I'm looking at it like, that's why you made me laugh when you put that joke on Twitter about a porn star looking at a porn flick the lighting now. Like, hey, that lighting's not right. And I guess that's me now. Or because before I would look at it like, oh, here's the cum shot coming, not realizing it's taking like all this shit to prep that up. You know what I mean? I'm thinking it's like this whole one movie. You know what I mean? And when
it turns out, I'll tell you right now, say they could do it, because the reason why I'm going to tell you right now, if I can take each one of those guys individually and get them on a set, I would. Want to know why? Because the set will humble them so quickly, it's not even funny. I've been on paid shoots and I've been on amateur shoots. And amateur shoots, like when you shoot amongst like your peers and stuff like that, that's not a problem. You can have mistakes, you can do certain things, and get it redone and take your time, whatever. On a paid shoot, it's all by the clock. If you're not ready to pop at a certain time, you can forget about ever working there again.
Oh, wow.
If you're not hitting, like, for example, if you're not paying attention to angles, so I'll give you an example. A guy can have a huge dick, but if he's crowding the vagina, what's the point of shooting him?
Right.
You know what I mean? The whole point is angles and lighting. If you're not working the light, then you're doing a terrible job. I've seen many scenes. That's another reason why I don't jerk off to boy-girl scenes anymore. You know what I jerk off to now? I jerk off to girls doing solos with torso dildo or just dildos.
Oh, wow, really?
That's what I jerk off to now. I don't even jerk off to boy-girl scenes no more because I'm just like you now. I cannot focus on the scene because I already know either A, there's something wrong, or B, you can, like, if I saw a scene recently where there was a girl that I liked, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's hot, so let me check out the scene. And it was two girls. So I was like, God, this motherfucker's so lucky. And he was shooting with her, and then it got closer to the end. And if you pay attention to the windows, I started looking at the windows. The scene was like during the day, like around 2 o'clock ish. And then when he popped, it was like 8 o'clock at night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
So you could tell he had problems, and they stopped for about a good 2 hours, and then have him just come in and pop later.
Oh, my goodness. That's easy.
Yeah, just like cream pies, you know, like when you see a lot of cream pies and stuff like that. Cream pies is because they are faking the pop inside.
No shit.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to go. That's the easiest way to go. Like if a guy can't go 2 times, he'll pop inside of her, but they're using like something else.
Like spunk lube.
Yeah, like spunk lube or something like that.
I was like, hey.
and there it goes, and it's a fake pop. It's just to make it there. As long as there's a conclusion, it's okay.
That is so crazy. See, that's what it is. So now porn's just, and it made me mad, like in one way, because I'm like, man, I used to love watching porn, and now it's like, I don't know. I just look at it different, you know. And it's
I pride myself. I'm going to tell you right now. I get on myself. Like if I'm shooting, I'm going to tell you this right, because I'm a health nut. I'm a certified personal trainer and strength coach. Besides the porn industry.
Well, no wonder you have a body like you do.
Thanks, I appreciate it. I prepare myself. So if I know I'm going to shoot, I don't eat junk food. I'm going to tell you right now, the last time I had food that I ate out from the street that somebody else prepared was back in May. I cook all my food. I prepare all myself. So, like, if I'm getting ready to shoot, I'm eating foods that's going to help my penis survive the sex.
Wait a minute. So there's foods that can help a guy's penis, like...
Yes.
For real?
Yes.
All right, men, y'all hear this, right?
Yes, the 100%. And when I go on sets and I'll talk to other guys, I'm always giving them advice, and they take it. And then when they actually eat those foods before a shoot, they're like, yo, man, thank you for the advice, man. I can't believe that worked. Yeah.
That's so crazy.
What happens is the reason why there's erectile issues and guys are taking Viagra now, it's not their fault. It's because most foods that they're eating, like the fast foods like McDonald's and KFC and Taco Bell and all that stuff, they're loaded with a protein called casein. And that casein could slow your metabolism down. And when your metabolism starts to slow down and your body starts to get affected, it's going to affect your penis. You're going to have erection issues.
I'm going to tell my sons to stop. Well, one of my sons is they're both very active. I'm going to tell my boys, look, don't be eating none of that fast food because it's going to destroy your penis.
Yeah, the last time I could tell you exactly when the last time I had McDonald's. The last time I had McDonald's was the summer of 2003.
Wow. And you know, it's funny. I used to date a guy that he used to do underground porn or whatever out in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And he don't eat McDonald's. He never told me why. You know what I mean? Because he's real skinny and he's really like, you know what I mean, structured. And I was just like,
yeah,
why don't you eat fat? And he never said why. I wonder. No, just like,
yeah, no, it's not. It's so bad for you. It's terrible for you.
Yeah, I don't like it either. If I go, I hate McDonald's. If I do anything, it'll be like Arby's because they have like, you know. But I don't even like that. I really don't even like fast food. I wish they had, like, down here, but down south it's so, you know, slow. But I wish they had, like, vegan places. You know what I mean? Even a vegan place I'd be cool with.
Yeah, no, like I said, I have dual careers going, and that's my other career. I even did, you see how I'm talking to you on the radio?
Yeah.
I did radio for health here in New York on High 97 on Street Sweepers in 2008. Yeah.
Oh, well, if you ever want to do like a health show with us and you want to just record it and I'll run it for you, I have no problem with that.
Of course.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, and I would run it for you and just, you know, advertise it or whatever. And because I think a lot of people need that, especially I think this year has been so shitty that people just want something new and fresh to do with their lives. You know what I mean? Because it's It's just crazy. And I was just talking with a friend today. I want to go back to, because her son's vegan, you know what I mean? And I said, I did vegetarian for 6 months, and I ain't going to lie. I said, I didn't give up fish or chicken. That was the hardest part. I said, all beef. It was. Chicken was
not going to kill you. Like, the fish and chicken is not going to kill you just as long as you're making it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
If you're making it, it's fine. But if somebody else is preparing your food, you don't know what they're putting in or what they're using, you know? And that affects porn. And I keep telling people, if you want to have longevity in the porn industry, that's key. Another thing is, what happens is this, and always remember this, because I know you're going to talk to other porn guys and other porn ladies. If the first thing a guy tells you is, or like, let's say if I'm taking questions from a guy who wants to be a porn star, if the first question he asks me is, how was it like fucking such and such, he's not serious about porn. If the first question he asks me is, hey man, how did you market yourself? Or how did you start your website? Or how did you get paid for that shoot? Or, how did you use that lighting? Why did you use that camera? Then I know that person's interested in porn, because it's more than just fucking
questions, right?
Yeah. Like, I'm supposed to be shooting a scene tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm basically taking notes. I'm writing down, I'm formulating the scene in my head and what I'm going to do at each part of the shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now, I have it plotted out. You know what I mean? It's not about, I'm going to fuck the shit out of her. No, I'm thinking about, hey, I'm going to do oral. I got doggy. How long I'm going to stay on doggy is where I'm going to pop. If I'm going to pop doing a titty fuck, or I'm going to pop doing missionary. How it's going to look on the camera. I'm doing a personal trainer scene. So how should she be dressed? Should she have her hair wet, or should it be dry? Should she have oil on to look like she's been sweating for a while, or just be dry like if we just started? You understand? That's what I'm thinking about the whole time.
Yeah, because you want it like that. You want it to be creative.
Yeah, like it's like I'm thinking about right now. I'm just thinking about the angles, because what I do is, when I shoot with a female, or if I know I'm going to shoot with a female, I look at her profile, and then I look at some of her past work, and I look at what's been successful for her and what kind of isn't successful for her. And then I try to make sure that we shoot something that she's good at, or she's going to excel at, because I really want them to shine. It's all about the female. To me, it's all about the art of the woman's body. Like, I'm enamored with the female figure, whether she's BBW, slim, athletic, it doesn't matter. Black, white, Hispanic, it doesn't make a difference to me. It's more about the visual, just the visual of her curves, and how she carries it, and how does she bring that sexuality across in the camera. So that's what my focus is. It's not about me getting a nut off.
Right. That's wild. See, and I've never heard it explained like that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like I said, it's you get, especially when you get a little bit older, and especially if you've been doing it for a while, you start to look at the finer aspects of it. You know what I mean? You start to be like, God damn, like, that girl will look excellent doing, such and such. And I'm going to tell you right now, I know some people like aggressive sex with choking and spitting and all that stuff. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm really not. I'm a very sensual lover, and people who follow me and people who like my work, they always say, hey man, keep it that way. I'm more about the foreplay of the kissing and the visual of, initiating sex, and then we go into something that's a little bit more the fucking category.
Right. Which, you're right, because a lot of people don't be doing that anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not. To be honest with you, and then I'm going to tell you right now, it starts to bleed into females' personal life, because I've met women that are my age, 40s, and when you shoot a scene with them or you work with them, they go, man, it hasn't been done. I haven't done anything like that. Like slow or sensual. Like, I like it. It's fun. That to me is sad, because that means every guy she shot a scene with, or every guy she's fucked, that's all they did was get their rocks off. That's it.
Yep.
They were not thinking about her at all, because I don't know any female that I know that wants to be fucked like a jackrabbit.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. There might be a point where, she wants to, but Yeah, exactly. You want that sensual. You want that, like, take your time with me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, like come on, and like it's like and then pop. That's it. What?
yeah.
It's not
sad.
good, man.
It's sad.
Yeah.
And then this whole, like I said, and all these guys, and it's sad because I would love to manage a porn star. I mean, I do the music side and everything, but I would love it. You know what I mean? If I could find, but like you said, it's always about their dick, or I got a big. I don't care if you got a big dick. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean you know what you're doing with it. And then it's like, you know what I mean? Like, do you have like what it takes? Like you said, they don't ask anything else. They just want to be fucking all these girls.
And the best advice, like when you work with serious like OGs, like people that have been in the porn industry for a long time, or people that made a lot of money in the industry, they always have really good advice. You know what I mean? I've met a lot of like some hardcore like major porn stars, and I worked with a lot of them, and they always have really good advice on how to have longevity, and it's never about how big your dick is. It's how do you keep someone's attention? Like, for example, I worked with I forgot his name. He does strippers in the hood here in New York. He's a stripper himself, and he shot me with a female, and he was like, you know, when you stick your when you arch your back and you start to grind, like when you do a missionary and you're showing off your stomach and your six pack, that's good because then you keep the girl's attention. If there's a female watching, you got her attention. If a guy is watching, he's gonna like this and stuff like that. And that's what we talk about. You know, we just bounce off ideas on how to integrate the fan and how to get the supporter involved. Like how to keep their attention in the scene. You know, is your fans into the talking part? Is your fans into the sex part? Is your fans into the foreplay part, or are they into pop shots?
Right.
And how do you manipulate that? How do you get them to keep coming? I don't like calling people fans because I don't look at porn like Hollywood. To me, it's not Hollywood because porn is someone's opinion. You know what I mean? Because what looks sexy to you may not look sexy to someone else.
Oh, okay.
You know, porn is very subjective. So that's why when I see guys on Twitter, sometimes you can see it too, because I'm pretty sure you're on Twitter.
Yeah.
And you see it yourself. You'll see a guy go, oh, I'm the best male talent out here, bar none. Like, what are you talking about? Like, there's some women that are attracted to you, yes. But there are some women that don't even know you exist. They could care less about what your scenes look like because you're not their type.
Right.
You understand what I mean? You're not their type. So how can you call yourself the best porn star at anything? You're not the best. You're only good with the people that you cater to.
Right, exactly. And you're not catering everybody.
Yeah, you can't compare it to Hollywood because Hollywood is different. Hollywood involves an actual talent. Like, you have to be an actor. You have to project your role. In porn, you don't have to act at all. You can actually laugh through your scene and have great scenes.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, the people can actually love your stuff.
Yeah, that is crazy when they think they're the best. That's insane. That is insane.
It's like that. And it's funny. I'm pretty sure I'll open up a lot of people's eyes or ears. Same thing with the women. Women are very competitive in the porn industry, and it's not necessary.
Yes, I've heard that. Never mind seeing it. I've heard that. Like, just with the different women that I've interviewed, and it's catty as hell.
Yes, extremely. I don't get myself involved with that. If it's not about business, then we're not talking.
Right. Now, what about, have you worked with Richard Mann and all them people?
Yeah, that's my big brother. I love that dude.
That
crazy. Guy is the bomb diggy. I'm going to tell you right now, he's a veteran porn star. I remember watching him when I was younger.
For real?
And yeah, when he was with Pinky. I always tell him that. I remember the first scene I seen him with Pinky, and I was like, this scene is fire. He is the coolest guy I know, and his whole team, and Team VP. I'm part of Team VP.
That's what I was wondering if you were part of, because I want to interview all of them. I already did Jordan.
Yeah, Jonathan Jordan.
Yeah, I did him a couple weeks ago. I did Richard Mann. Actually, was the first. He was my second interview 3 years ago. He was like the first male I ever did, and I died because he knew I was new at all this, so he had me. He messed with me so hard. Like, everybody was calling me the next day. It was like, Kelly, what happened? He tongue twisted you? I said, right? Like, I was lost. I was lost, but he was really good. And the knowledge he has.
They all cool. I've had some of my best years with them. Like, they're really good. It's a really cool environment when working with them, and you know, it's just very laid back, and they are very the whole team VP, the whole crew, very knowledgeable of what it takes to, you know, bang out a scene. And I'm talking about high quality work.
They got a chef on there too, right?
Yeah, he's cool too.
I gotta interview him too. I was dying.
Like, I've been working with them, networking with them for a while, so they just inaugurated me onto the team this past event that we did.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I think they got something with that team VP. You know what I mean? They got something definitely with that.
Yeah, no, they know what they're doing. They definitely know what they're doing, and they have the right attitude. You know what I mean? It's an environment where it's never uncomfortable. Like, so cool. I'm gonna tell you right now, when I first started doing porn, I've been in environments where it was like, what the hell am I doing here?
No, sir.
You know what I mean?
And but you did it because you were working doing it.
I did it, and that was it. I remember, I won't blow up people. I don't like putting people on the spot, but it was like a scene that I did in 2000. I want to say 7. It was like one of my early shoots. It was terrible. There was so many unnecessary people on the set. B, I just finished doing a pop shot, so I was actually cleaning off. I was still naked. You know what I'm saying? And some little kid came running out.
Yes, sir. Oh my God.
I said, what the hell? I jumped into the corner of the room and I said, hey, get out of here.
Oh my God. Whose kid was it? Where'd they come from?
I don't know. All I know is I was like, this is one of the craziest shoots I've ever been on in my entire life.
Was it one of the girls' kids? Like, what?
Yeah, it was the producer. I think it was one. I think she had her kid locked like in a room or something like that, and the kid just popped out when she had her back turned.
Oh, jeez.
I was like, what the hell?
I would have died. I would have been like, what?
But we're talking about this is the porn era before Instagram and Twitter. Right. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's crazy.
Now Instagram and Twitter, you know, that shit's just changed the game completely.
Yeah, I definitely did. Although I see y'all have a problem, though, with Twitter and Instagram when y'all get high up there in numbers. I know some of the females, like Alexa. I had, Alexa used to be my co-host, and she took a break from porn for a while. And I don't know, but she had lost her account like a couple times.
You talking about Alexa Gray?
Yeah.
Oh, Alexa Gray, that's I did her first boy girl.
Did you?
Yeah, I was her first boy girl scene.
Oh wow. Yeah, she told me she was I guess because of the whole COVID thing, she can't leave Canada.
Yeah, no, she can't. She can't. Yep. First off, it's actually we can't even go up there.
Yep, that's what she was saying.
Yeah.
She said the borders are so strict. She said, Kelly, I can't even go to the grocery store with somebody in my car. She's like, it's so bad. Like, they're stopping us. And she's like, Canada is really, like, on lockdown with all this. She said, I can't do anything. It's time for me to stop, you know. She's like, I got to do my other business. She does, like, I think it's like a wedding planner type thing. So
okay.
She's going to do that for a while. I said, are you ever coming back? She's like, I don't know. And I was just
she's gorgeous.
Yeah, she is. She's really pretty. And when she first started, it was so funny because my hair was like red like hers, like that deep red. So everybody, I put pictures up of her because she was going to be my co-host, and they would think it was me. And it was so funny because my ex-boyfriend must have not looked at it was like the Facebook stories, you know what I mean? And she was up there, some of her pictures, and I was just introducing her as my co-host. He called me screaming at me, thought I was doing porn. And he was like, what are you doing putting these naked pictures? I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I seen one on your Facebook story. What are you doing? I'm like, you're such an idiot. That's not even me. You know what I mean? And then when I started, and then more and more people kept saying something, and like, and then her and I were supposed to get together this year and do a photo shoot together at Exotica. Yeah. But now she's not, with all this COVID stuff, because we planned on going to Exotica together last year. You know what I mean? And something happened with her, and I ended up in the hospital, so we couldn't go. So this year we were going to go, and we were going to do a photo shoot together. But now she left me. I was like,
Well, you just got to wait. I would say be patient. Once
COVID goes,
start to open up, you'll see that everybody start getting back on the horse again.
Yeah, I hope so, because I love her. I do. And her personality is just off the chain, and me and her click so good. You know what I mean? So I hope she comes back. I really do.
Yeah, she's good people.
Definitely good people. So what do you have, do you have any goals that you want? Well, I know we're almost towards the end of the year, but something that you want to challenge for, next year or coming up?
Well, now that I'm a little bit more situated with what's going on with, the whole COVID stuff, because, I'm going back to my on-site job in terms of training next week. I could basically formulate a better plan, because I was a little bit worried about where income was coming from and stuff like that. But in terms of the porn industry, I want to focus in on starting I want to start multiple platforms in terms of multiple sites. Not only that, I have a few investors who are interested in me, people that I know.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to start paying for content. I'm going to start paying women to fly women out to New York and start shooting with women here in New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I live in New York, but the porn scene in New York is not great. It's not great. So I get more work done when I go out to Florida and Vegas and California and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to start doing.
That's what I want to go to Vegas the beginning of the year. I just want to. I haven't been to Vegas yet, and I've heard this. I have a lot of friends out there. No.
Oh my God, I've been. That's like my second home. I just came back from Vegas 2 weeks ago.
See, everybody told me everybody loves Vegas. I've heard everybody lives that what you said. They be out there in Vegas all the time.
Every time I go to Vegas, I end up doing at least. I'm knock on wood. I'm pretty lucky with my shoots. So if I book at least 8 shoots, I get all 8 done.
Wow.
When I go to Vegas and stuff like that. Vegas is a good luck charm for me. I get a lot done there.
Well, I know I kept you for almost 45 minutes, but
oh no, it's fine. It's fine.
I was sorry, but tell everybody where they can follow you at too, because somebody asked in the group your Twitter. That's why I asked you for the other day, because they wanted to go look, and I gave you Instagram because they were like, well, what's his Instagram? I get that a lot on Facebook, because you know how Facebook is. I can't really post a lot, so I had a girl put up the pictures, and somebody inbox, so what's the Instagram, so I can go check them out. I was like, okay,
Well, my Instagram is Porto_Rock80. Okay, so it's Porto, the way you would say Puerto Rican, _Rock80. That's my Instagram. My Twitter is Puerto Rock XXX20, and that's one word straight across.
Yeah. And then I was just going to say,
at one point I had a huge amount of followers for Twitter, and then I got hacked. So,
oh Lord.
Yeah, that was one of the worst days ever.
God, so was it hacked by somebody you know, or hacked just by?
I got tricked, because I'm saying, listen, I do porn and stuff like that, but when it comes to the social media stuff, I'm a goody two shoes, so I don't get in trouble. You know what I mean? I don't get in trouble. So there's some people that get in trouble all the time, so they know when somebody is hacking or somebody's faking. So what happened was, I didn't know that people were sending fake emails from Instagram and Twitter, and pretending to be Instagram and Twitter, and saying that you violate their code of conduct.
Yeah.
And it's actually not Twitter or Instagram. It's actually somebody just trying to get your login information.
No shit.
Yeah, so I'll put it to you like this. They sent me that email at a very good time. They sent it to me while I was in the middle of my 9 to 5, my personal training job. So, I'm looking at my phone and training, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm not even paying attention. So I just automatically respond and go, why would you, stop my page or whatever the case may be? And then 2 minutes later, I got a text message saying that they got my change of password, and from the location was somewhere like in Manhattan, in New York.
Oh,
and I was
shit.
like, yeah, so what they did was they logged in, they changed the password, and then they changed the profile name and all that, and just kept all my followers.
What the hell were they gonna do with them?
Yeah, and how I found out that person did that was another porn star that I worked with. Her producer was like, hey, yo, what's this, like, your page? And then I looked, and it had like some German writing on it, and it was like a rock band from Germany.
Oh,
yeah. I was like, what the hell is this?
So they probably wanted all your followers because you had so many. Because everybody knows, I tell everybody, like, some of the girls, Jaden, Jaden Snow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, she helps me with promotions. Like, if I'm working with an artist, she'll share the music or whatever. Or if she's a song that comes through the radio, she'll, tweet it every now and then. And I was laughing because, I tell the artists, like, these porn stars, their followers are legit. You know what I mean? They don't pay for their followers or anything like that. So if you have a porn star share your song, you should be happy. You know what I'm saying? Because they have, like, so many followers, and they're not robots. You know what I mean? They're real people. And it's funny because you say that. I've gotten men that have inboxed me on Twitter wanting an interview. And I never thought of it at the beginning. You know what I mean? Because I've only done this show for 3 years. And I was like, did it hit me? And I think it was Mr. Nuts and some other guy that schooled me on it. You know what I mean? He said that a lot of people would go on Twitter and they're really not porn stars. They're just these guys that, follow and try. Well, this guy started talking to me and he was like, yeah, I would love an interview, da-da-da. He wasn't even a porn star. Because Mr. Nuts said, do me a favor, Kels, because I've never heard of this guy. He said, go back and ask him some of the, porn stars that he's worked with. And I did, you know what I mean? And the guy right away deleted me, like he couldn't answer me, you know what I mean? So I was like, wow, so what? He goes, no, and he said, that's just a normal guy. They get up there and they try to be like us, you know what I mean? Or they try to, like, they just want something. And then I see what he's saying, because I've gotten that a few times. Or it'll be like hot, sexy, horny guy or something, and I'm like, what? Like, you ain't shit. So I delete him, you know what I mean? Like, what?
The industry will repeat, it's you get some weird fans, you really do. Like, I'm like the most normal person, so when I get weird stuff, I just don't even answer. I actually just ignore it. You know what I mean?
You know what's sad, and I know this sounds horrible. My mentor told me I have to be careful and look up all the laws. But I told him yesterday, I said, well, you know that only fans only or whatever it is. I said, I started an account. He said, you did? I said, yeah, I'm going to do it for kings and queens of porn. And everybody I interview, I'm going to ask them to do a small clip, you know what I mean, just for that page. And he was like, well, that's a cool idea. That way you get something out of the, you just ask them to do interviews. That would be cool for that page, so it entails them more. I said, yeah. I said, but boss, you know what else I'm going to do? He said, what? I said, all them dick pictures I get from everybody? I said, I'm putting it on that. He said, Charles, no. I said, yeah, that'll teach them to stop sending me dick pictures.
I always tell people to do that. Like, I always, like, you see how you're running that, like, you're running a radio station and you're talking about, porn and stuff. Like, you're with, you're with porn stars, so why not do something exclusive to your brand?
Yep.
Like network with a few porn stars and do a few scenes and then make a DVD and then sell it.
Well, what I also want to do is, Jaden's invited me to some parties in Florida. So after the new year, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do some live things, like go live on my thing at some of the parties. And I also am going to come out with XXX t-shirts and lip gloss, Because, like, for my lip gloss and mics, it's hard. Guys don't want no, you know what I'm saying? So I was trying to think, like, what guys would wear. And then, you know, we thought of it. And Triple X, that's how I'm going to rebrand. But I don't want to lose Kings and Queens of Porn. Because I think that is, like, an awesome brand. Because I'm so tired of how people used to smash porn, you know what I mean? And think it was so negative and so whatever. So everybody tells me, you know, I love how you call that show Kings and Queens of Porn. I said, why? They're like, because it gives them a, you know what I mean? Like, it shows them in a different light. It shows them as a king and queen of their, what they do. You know what I'm saying? And I said, I never looked at it like that.
No, it's like, you take advantage, like, do something for, like, the people that support you, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's something different. It's like, you can cross brand, you know, cross promote. Like, you do a DVD that leads to your radio station, that leads to your products. Sure. You know, you have a niche market, you want to take advantage of a niche market, you want to give them as many things and as many avenues as you can.
That sounds good. I never thought of that. You need to do something with cooking or whatever. You need to do like a, I don't know, maybe like a naked cooking show.
Probably.
That would be different. I mean, what porn star's done that?
I know. It's
a health show.
I'm looking into.
Yeah, like a porn health show. You know what I mean? I bet you people would turn into that shit too. How people are trying to turn healthy and yeah, definitely.
I love pleasing the ladies. That's what it's all about. I'm telling you right now, that's my main thing.
And you'd have all the women following it so they could cook healthy and watch you while you cook. Come on now.
Yeah. And by the way, I like all size women. So if you're curvy BBW, you can get it too.
I fit in then. Hey.
I like them all. I like a super thick, slim. It's just, you just gotta have sex appeal. If you got some sex appeal,
I got that.
I was thinking about that the other day. What I'm attracted to is, how do you say, a very domineering woman, but not domineering in the way you think. I'm not talking about like cursing people out and being like fuck or like just, no. I'm talking about that her sexuality dominates the room. That if a guy's with her and he's about to have sex with her, that he goes into the bathroom and talks to his dick and says, hey man, you better not fuck up with this girl. That's when you know you're dealing with a bad chick.
Oh shit. That is so crazy. So crazy.
Because, you know, I always I harken back to someone like, it's and that's another thing you can always tell the guys too who want to be porn stars. It's different shooting with a girl that you don't know, but shooting with a woman that you jerked off to or you watched her porns is insane. It's an out of body experience.
I can imagine.
And like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I had a bucket list of women that I wanted to actually work with, and I would say out of the top 10, I've worked with 7 of my top 10.
Oh, that is awesome, though.
Yeah, and I always tell them, like, when the scene is over and we're bullshitting and talking after, I always tell them, yo, you know, I used to jerk off to, I've seen your videos, I love your videos, I'm like, I can't believe I'm here working with you, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's you were on my bucket list, and they're flattered. They were like, oh my God, for real? I was like, hell yeah. You know what I mean?
See, and I'm sure that makes them happy too, because, you know, it's kind of not like a fan thing, but I mean, they feel honored that you were, you know what I'm saying, that you had watched their videos and that's somebody you wanted to work with, you know?
Yeah, and let me tell you something. In those scenes, I don't tell them, but I put the passion on a 10. Like, if shit was on a scale, that shit's on a 10. Like, I'm doing everything. I'm licking asshole, ass, cheeks, everything.
You saw one of
I am putting them to work. Trust me.
Crazy. It's crazy. Wow. All right, so we got to wrap it up. We got like 5 more minutes before they throw me out of here. But give one bit of advice to anybody upcoming in the adult entertainment that you think they could carry with them, you know.
Be yourself. Be yourself. If you're a kind-hearted person and a humbled person, that still matters. That still matters. Never change who you are. Never try to cape up for someone. You know what I mean? Don't try to be something that you're not. Too many people try to be something else, and it falls flat. If you're yourself and you're a very sensual person, then show that in your product. If you're an aggressive person and your sex is all about BDSM, then show that. Try not to. Not all money is good money.
Right.
How about that?
Right, and people don't realize that. That was very good advice. Also, everybody, if you joined us halfway through or you heard our craziness, because I've seen the numbers go up, this will replay on the California station in 2 weeks. And then it'll be on Spotify, iHeart, Deezer, and Google Podcasts. So I will put out probably the Spotify links. That's the one I always get easier. And it's also on Deezer, so you'll get all the links. But I usually put out iHeart or Spotify. So I'll tweet it to you, too, when I put that out.
Okay.
That way you can, if you want to share it or whatever. But
yeah, of course.
And they'll stay there. Like, that's where they'll be forever. Spotify and iHeart and Deezer. And I know he's added me on to some other ones, too. I just don't remember. I know it was Google Podcast and maybe iTunes. I don't know. I know he's added me on a couple more. So that'll work. But he'll be out of Cali.
Oh, okay.
So that'll work. And I really enjoyed this. I had a bunch of laughs, and I love laughing, so that was cool as hell. I do. I love, especially I was, waiting my interview before this. I don't know if you're probably not familiar with a lot of the music, but Haitian Fresh is an artist that used to be under Waka Flocka. And
yeah.
I was supposed to interview him before me, right? Before you. And wait a minute, I'm getting all tongue twisted now. Then he tweeted me, and he said, Kels, hit your inbox. So I went, he said, can I cancel until Wednesday? He said, I love you. He said, I'm watching the Lakers game. I said, oh my God. I was like, yeah.
Lakers game,
yeah.
Tell him congratulations because Houston don't spank that butt. So there was no point in watching it.
Right, I should say so too.
Yeah, you should have did the radio interview. It was a waste of time. Everybody got blown out.